So lately there's been this weird influx of controversial creators that are going around and just saying the N-word all willy-nilly. And they say that it's a response to the black community. And they're also just being generally edgy because of all the overcorrection from the liberal side of things that have been dominating pop culture and things of the sort, as I've mentioned in other videos. This isn't like your typical Steven Crowder or Nick Fuentes stuff going on. And before I even go any further, me personally, I'm all for freedom of speech. That protects our religion, our press, and obviously our right to express ourselves and vocalize the way we feel about things. It's mostly a protection from the government, but it's something that you hear all the time when people are arguing with each other saying, I have a right to freedom of speech, freedom of speech, freedom of speech, right? But then there are two particular people that I have in mind when I'm thinking about this video, and I was gonna write a whole script, but instead I'm just going off the top of the dome. GypsyCrusader and Chud the Builder. Now again, I'm just collecting my thoughts as I make this video, and I'm doing it all off the top, no script, nothing like that. I had some things that I wanted to talk about, but I'm just gonna go with the flow. So to quickly tackle GypsyCrusader, he's a dude that dresses like the Joker, and he goes on these roulette chat type sites, and he'll just straight call him the N-word unprompted. Obviously to me, that shit is stupid. The word doesn't bother me. I've been called it in my childhood. It is what it is. I could count like on one hand the amount of times that it's happened to me, so it wasn't an all the time thing, but it's enough that you're like, damn, what the hell? And it's something that you're just like, yeah, people do that, right? Doesn't mean it's okay, doesn't mean that everybody should have the same reaction as me. Now, personally, I have a lot of conservative views myself, right? But I'm also liberal at the same time. I'm a libertarian, if you want to put a label on it, or I'm a moderate, middle ground, centrist kind of guy. To figure me out, the simplest way is to simply ask me directly about the issue, and I'll tell you how I feel, and don't assume how I feel about any of them. There's some shit that the liberals do and say that I'm just like, you're fucking dumb. There's some shit that the conservatives say and do that I'm just like, you don't fucking get it. Back on track. Now, talking about GypsyCrusader, I don't care that this dude wants to go on Omegle and whatever other site and call people the N-word. My issue with him is just that, like, he does it to kids, bro.
You got a gun?
Yeah. Where's your father's gun? Where is your father at all?
I don't have a father.
It's not even funny.
Now, of course, the comment section is blaming the little kid because the kid is asking about guns. But mind you, this guy is dressed up as the Joker, and most kids have seen The Dark Knight. I saw some dude saying that the Joker doesn't use guns, but I've seen him in Batman Beyond, the animated series, and in the Dark Knight movie using guns. He's dressed up as a supervillain, and the kid's wondering if he has a gun. It's a rational conclusion. And even if that wasn't the case, either way, he's still calling a kid the N-word. So what are we talking about here? You know, people's beliefs are their beliefs. I'm not going to try to convince him not to be like that. But I just think it's odd that, like, you know, if you have a problem with the crime statistics in the black community and the behavior and the cultural aspects of it all, why do it to children before they're even who they truly are? These people talk about how much people hate white people, but then they go out and do things that are just going to breed it like a cycle. These are the things that make people that are black or liberal or whatever on the left end of things say that all conservatives are racist, all black conservatives are coons, or say that all white people, regardless liberal or not, or conservative or not, are racist because they see people going out there and doing shit like this. My biggest gripe with it all is that in these comment sections, let me paint you a picture, right? You'll see a video, it'll be a sports event. It'll be two white guys fighting. People are commenting just general things, ha ha ha, he had it coming to him, blah, blah. If the same thing happens with two well-dressed black guys or sports-dressed black guys, the same thing could happen, and then all of a sudden the comment section is about monkeys and chimps and a bunch of racial rhetoric. This brings me to the point that I want to say this. It doesn't matter what your views are politically or how well you dress or anything like that, how much you put yourself together. When you're black and you mess up, it's because you're a monkey. When you're white and you mess up, it's because you're an idiot. You get what I'm saying here? Every mistake that you make as a black man or woman is because of your race. And then I want to add to this point that isn't that the exact mentality that people claim that black people have, that they blame everything on their race, but then on the flip side, whenever any black person makes a mistake, it also is blamed on their race. It's not on an individual level. It has to be a representation of the whole entire community. And so when I see these videos, the thing that pisses me off is that the conservatives don't correct the other people in the comments. They roll with it. And it's like, and they're not fully racist where they're like, yes, they're monkeys. Someone will be in there calling people monkeys, but then someone that's a conservative that's not completely racist or not completely bigoted or prejudiced, and they'll be like, see, this is why I started changing my mind. You're doing the same thing. You may not be racist or calling them monkeys, but you're not saying, hey, bro, that's not cool. These guys are jackasses. Plain and simple. That's the thing that pisses me off. You're not correcting your base, so why do you expect the liberals to? Because you're just giving them fuel for why they think you are the way you are. You don't like being called racist. In that same regard, black people don't like being called a criminal and being lumped in with people that are assholes and idiots. GypsyCrusader, I have no problem with him doing that. It is what it is. It's stupid to me. It's ignorant to me. It's just fucking hateful. But again, there's kids that are on there. They shouldn't be on the site anyway, but then you're just calling some random kids the N-word, bro, and then calling them monkeys, etc., etc. Like, and that's going to be that kid's memory of white people, of what it is to be in America, and then they're going to start becoming victimized and think that America is the way that you claim it's not, if you're on that end of the political sphere. But then we have this other dude, Chud the Builder.
Why don't you play some real music? Learn how to play a violin. I'll give you some money and you learn how to play a violin. That ain't even really musical. You're just beating a bucket. Sounds like shit. It does sound like shit. Not my thing.
And the thing about this is these kids are clearly minding their business, kids, young adults, and I understand they're street performers, so they're in the public. People are open to criticize them if they'd like. But the thing about Chud is 90% of the time, it's always black people. To make his content, black people have to exist. That's the thing. And he went out of his way to disparage these people that are not doing crazy, violent shit, not being degenerates. They're allowed to be street performers and they're doing as such. And he doesn't know whether or not this money is being used so that the kid can get proper drums. And the icing on the cake is, even if that's not the point of why the kid's doing it, it doesn't matter. Call the police if it's a noise ordinance type of thing and you have a problem with how loud they're being. But again, that's not what we saw here. He criticized the kid because he didn't like the rhythm that the kid had while he was beating on the buckets. And then for him to say that it's not music when literally beats, drumming is the heartbeat of every musical genre. So he's just picking and choosing and deciding this is who he wanted to hate on today. So Chud's whole thing is that he's a freedom of speech patriot or whatever it is that he says, but he basically just goes around, engages in conversations with black people, and then his fan base will say he does it unprovoked, and he only says that people are chimping out whenever they start acting crazy towards him. But he blatantly in their face, if they're cool or not, he'll start using these phrases regardless.
You know me? God bless you. You're a freedom of speech. Freedom of speech.
That's
Real nigga. I love it. God bless it. God bless it.
Chimping out.
We're chimping out.
Chimping out.
We're bringing freedom of speech back.
Chimping out. They kicked you off? Hey, drop they kicked you off. They kicked you off or what?
We're on kick. We're not on kick.
Let's go. I love it. I love it.
Okay. When you see a white girl with a black guy, entry should always be, hey, is this guy bothering you? This guy bothering you?
No.
This guy bothering you?
No. He's my best friend. What are you on Twitch?
Yeah. We're on kick.
Hello.
What up, sweetheart?
What's
That's your best friend?
Yeah. What's your name?
I'm Dalton.
I'm
Yeah.
Courtney.
You see how offended that was?
And then
Hey,
they
is
need
this
to
black
get
guy bothering you?
Oh my god, wait, are you the guy that gets sleepy?
Yo, come here. You had a good, I like your reaction.
I'm so good.
That was actually really, that was so mature. He didn't ship out at all.
People are gonna hate it. You gotta watch your back on
Yeah.
that one, man.
And you gotta
That's
just
a dangerous game.
stand on 10 toes if you're gonna believe in
There you
something.
go. Right there.
Anyways,
All
you're
right,
good.
brother.
You're a good dude, bro.
All right, man.
I'll fuck with
catch
you.
later.
Yeah, you too. Retarded. That's why they put him at the gate.
He's also walking around armed and with mace. I'm pro Second Amendment. I'm pro free speech. I'm pro Second Amendment. But when you're instigating with people, I'm not saying you deserve violence. I'm not saying you just deserve extreme threats for doing what you're doing. It seems like you're not really out there just standing on 10 toes calling people that. You're standing on 10 toes calling people that at the threat of violence yourself. To me, the N-word is no different than calling somebody stupid or anything else, except for it's a lower blow because you're coming at something that wasn't my choice, that has nothing to do with the choices I've made in life or anything. If I'm stupid, maybe I should get more educated. But you calling me the N-word is just like, okay, you're saying I'm black and in a derogatory way because you can't think of anything else to criticize me about. Okay, bro. And people don't get why black people get so mad about it. And it's because it's not just about people used to call them people that back in the slave days, etc., etc. It's like Because when you use the N-word, it is quite literally saying that you think I am subhuman. And if somebody who is well-mannered can be called that, then that means that you just generally think that about black people. Because if I'm right in front of you and we're having a slight disagreement and the first thing you pull out of your wallet of insults is to call me an animal because of the color of my skin. Didn't say I was dumb, didn't say my facts weren't straight. You said that I was an animal because of the color of my skin. Okay, you sound pathetic. I think he's probably actually just racist, but at the very least, this dude is just rude, bro. And isn't the whole true American value being a fucking man, being about baseline respect, leaving people the fuck alone, being real, being honest, and not using the guise of freedom of speech to go around and like literally ethnically harass people? I don't know. It's just like edgy shit, really. It's edgy shit, but it's extra steps because he's carrying around a gun and pretending like he's not. I do not understand the point in acting so tough while you're carrying a gun. Like, yes, you have the upper hand. You can say anything you want. You're trying to play the card of like, I'm not getting in any street fight, so I carry because my life is worth more than trying to prove myself in a fist fight. Isn't your life worth more than going around and calling people the N-word under the guise of free speech for clicks and views? The same man that would carry a gun as to not be in a frivolous fist fight, you'd think would not go around frivolously calling people the N-word. The same type of man, but no. Bro's cosplaying being a man. It just boggles my mind. And then people on the internet make him famous because it's all just entertainment. But at the same time, you're sitting here doing this to people's lives, bro. And I know he doesn't care because he doesn't think that I'm human. He doesn't think that, you know, a lot of us out here are human or deserving of our citizenship. There's also a movement of people that just want, what is it? Mass deportations of all races except for white people and no mixed race people and such and such and such, like Frojax. Then you have another guy that's out there, woman propaganda. Maybe I'll do a video on this whole entire concept as a whole, but these two are two that I have time for today. I don't know. I mostly want to hear from conservatives because, like, again, you can claim that black people are this, that, and the third, but isn't being an American about holding up certain values? And wouldn't it be more productive to keep instilling these values rather than just completely disregard what I think is the other half of this country and completely disrespect those that are within these value systems? I'm not saying that people that are from the hood or urban or less than when it comes to decorum deserve to be called the N-word, but I'm just saying, what's the point of the last decades if there is no distinction? It's a tell. It's a tell. Rational start to think that all people are racist, and if they don't start to think that, then I mean that's good. But it's like, it's just stupid because then there's the people that are just accepting it because it doesn't. It's like they're like, oh, he's not talking to me. But if there's anything that Chud the Builder will teach you, it's that they're talking to you too. A lot of people hate conservatives and call them racist. A lot of people hate liberals and call them gay. I don't mind if you're conservative or liberal. Those are just labels that sum up some of your values. It doesn't mean anything really to me. Be whatever you're going to be. Just don't be a fucking weirdo.